Hello my viewers, welcome back to the channel. By the video title, you know what this video is about. Today we're discussing, of course, it's been on a topic for the past few days. I decided to finally do a video on it by Cooper Kupp. I know we discussed this before in the regular season. We know we discussed the Cooper Kupp trade scenario a few times, so I don't want to keep doing it over and over. I think I got like 3 or 4 Cooper Kupp videos. But the question is, should the Steelers trade for Cooper Kupp? And you know, Cooper Kupp is had a pretty good career so far. But if you look at some of his his past few years, there's been a lot of injuries, a lot of up and downs for Cooper Kupp. Look at some of his stats and some of his numbers. He had 710 yards last year, 6 touchdowns, 67 catches. And I know he didn't play all the games last year. He missed some games, of course. And then the year before that, he had 737, 5 touchdowns, 59 catches, injuries too. And then in 2022, he had 75 catches, 812 yards, and 6 touchdowns. He hasn't passed over 900 yards in like 3 seasons since he had that Triple Crown year, was they won the Super Bowl. He had 145 catches, 1,900 yards, and he had 16 touchdowns. That was the last time he eclipsed over that mark. So he's been having a lot of injuries, been banged up a little bit here and there as well. I think he's 32 if I'm not mistaken. He's 32, right? 31, yeah, 31. So he'll be 32 by the time the next season start. He's a cool player, but I would say I would have to pass on Cooper Kupp coming to the Steelers because the injury history he has, and plus you have to trade to get him. I feel like some free agents free agents that are out there who you probably can get that's better than Cooper Kupp. Like, of course, T. Higgins would be a top get if you can be able to spend the money to get him. But we'll see what happens. But like I've been advocating for the past, few months is Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin, I think, is a better receiver than Cooper Kupp. I know he has an ACL tear that he had last year, but he's younger. I think he's 28, 29. So he'll be around a lot longer, younger as well, and has more production as well, being a former All-Pro and being a former Pro Bowler and a Super Bowl champion as well. Kind of similar to Cooper Kupp a little bit, but I think he'll fit better here because he's younger and his ability to. Most of the time he's healthy, but like last season, just had the ACL tear. You can't help that like that. A little freak tackle like that. I think he got tackled the wrong. It was like, I think the game on Monday Night Football, he got tackled the wrong way or something, and his leg kind of pulled back. It's kind of hard, like one of those freak accidents. He's like, okay, you can't really stop that. But Chris Godwin would be a person to add. I think Darius Slayton would be a cool person to add as well. Cooper Kupp, it would have been all right, maybe, but I don't know what the asking price will be. Now, if the asking price is low, then you might can consider it. You might be like, okay, if it's like they said, oh, trade a 4th rounder or something like that, you can get Cooper Kupp. Well, okay, but I doubt they asking that. They probably be asking for at least 3rd or 2nd or something like that, maybe knowing the Rams or something. But you never know, fully. But I wouldn't be interested in the Steelers like saying, hey, let's trade for Cooper Kupp and stuff. Let him be our guy. Like, nah, because I feel like he hasn't really been a #1 guy in the past 3 years. He haven't had over 900 yards in the past 3 seasons, so he's been a little shaky. So I think it'd be better for us to just go in free agency. We ain't gotta give up too much draft capital because we do need to go out there and make sure we find a cornerback. We'll see exactly what corners are out there as well. I know Jerry Alexander, people keep having speculations that he could be leaving the Packers. Maybe we'll see if he's become a free agent like that. If he decides to get released, or if he asks for release, or get traded. I don't know what's left of his contract. I don't know if his contract is up, or he's a restricted free agent or unrestricted free agent. But I know they said something about he might be leaving. So we'll see what happens with that. But I believe Cooper Kupp, his what's his salary for? Because his salary next year would be, his base salary would be $12 million, $12.5 million. Then a year after that would be $14.8 million. So it's not too crazy around that range and stuff. So you have to see exactly what the full. I think they said the cap hit would be $29 million. So 2025 would be $20 million in cash. And then the cap hit would be $29 million. So the contract would be just a little pricey, a little bit. So we'll see exactly what happens with that. But I think it's better to for us just go in free agency and just sign some guys and then see what happens. The best bet, I think, is to go out there and spend some money. Sometimes you got to spend a little extra money sometimes in free agency to lure some guys in. But us being the Steelers, even though we haven't won a playoff game in a while, but us being the Steelers having that and having Coach Tomlin around, people love Coach Tomlin. So I think that should be able to bring some free agents in. So we'll be able to probably get maybe a Chris Godwin and a Darius Slayton. I feel they fit perfectly here in the way that offense trying to run too, especially if Arthur Smith is calling the plays still. You have George Pickens, you have Chris Godwin, you have Darius Slayton, and then you have, of course, Calvin Austin, Roman Wilson as well. And I probably would draft a receiver later rounds, like 5th round or something. 5th, 6th round, I'll probably take one like that, just to have him sit right there too as well, to have more depth and stuff in the receiver room. So we'll see exactly what happens if they went that route of going that way. Or you could go the route of maybe taking a receiver higher up, because I don't know if they're going to extend George Pickens or not. I know they said, some people speculated that George Pickens might be, staying with the Steelers or on an extension. I did see James Harrison on Shannon Sharp podcast yesterday discussing. They asked him about George Pickens, would you extend him or would you let him go? James Harrison said he would let him go, and I kind of agree with that in a sense, because I'm like, I'll let him play out. If he decides to come back and say I'm gonna play out my last year and everything goes well, then I might consider probably extending him. But if he said like, I want to win, I want a contract right now, I want to go out there and get a contract right now, I won't play unless I have a contract, I'm trading you. I'm trading you right then and there. So I tell, and knowing George Pickens, he might do that. Well, if that comes a thing a little bit, you kind of have to discuss that maybe before the draft. Like, if that happens, go out there and get you a receiver, or trade George Pickens away and use that second round pick to flip it and give it to the Jets or something like that for Gary Wilson. You never know. So that comes a thing like that. You can flip it around and stuff. So we'll see exactly what happens. And George Pickens is a cool player, but his production is not worth the headache. I know he had talent and stuff, but until I see it on the field of production, he only had over 1,000 yards one time in his career so far. And there's a lot of headaches out there. I know he was injured this past season. He probably had over 1,000, but when he came back, remember that Chief game, all them drops he had and all the things that happened. No, not the Chief game. It was the Bengals game, I think. It was the Bengals game. Yeah, the Bengals game, the drops he had and stuff like that was happening to him. So, you know, it's a little shaky. So sometimes, you know, like you have all this noise and you do all these antics, and the antics kind of outshine your play. So it's like, is it really worth the headache like that? He's not really putting up no Jamar Chase numbers. He's not putting up Justin Jefferson numbers. He's not putting up any numbers like that in the top 5, top 10 type guys numbers. So is it worth keeping him? That's kind of ask yourself a little bit. I think he's a very talented player, but that'll be something the Steelers probably discussing, especially if he asks for a contract before this year starts, when an extension before it starts to play. Then he probably gonna be out of here. So we'll see exactly what happens with that. Let me know down below in the comments what you guys think will happen with that. But that's all I have, and I'll see you guys when I see you. Peace out.